generally the financial news is overly negative, and it's trying to drive clicks and your eyeballs. As far as the market is concerned, I don't know what could go more right than what's happening now. We've got exploding profitability of the companies that make up the S&P 500, record highs in all the major indices, despite the fact that consumer sentiment, especially at the low end, is effectively as low as it's ever been. And I think the problem for the bottom part of the K, we've talked about the K-shaped economy before, folks that fit into the bottom part of the K are really struggling, and in fact, they're struggling more today than they were a year ago. And they don't care that the S&P and the NASDAQ are at record highs. They're trying to live paycheck to paycheck, and it's more expensive for them to fill up their tank. It's more expensive for them to feed their families. It's more expensive for them to consider buying a new home. So I think that really is, if anything could go right, that really affects the majority of Americans, it's going to have to come from something that's going to positively impact the sentiment for the bottom part of the K. So, and I don't think that can happen without a decline in inflation. I really think that there needs to be some sort of a shock to whether it's a rate hiking cycle that really just takes some air out of this tech trade and sort of evens the playing field a little bit, because of course just stocks coming down doesn't help the lower part of the K, but if there were also a reduction in inflation, an improvement in affordability, that would help. So I think this K that has sort of become extended, I think needs to close a little bit for my weak attempt at visualizing what could go right, and I really don't know how that's going to happen. I hope it does, but yeah, we need to see some resolution for what's happening in the Middle East first, and then we also need to see if Kevin Warsh and the rest of the people in charge of making interest rate decisions are willing and able to do something about it.